Find a seat of your choice and close your eyes. Allowing your body to settle into your seat. Feeling your sit bones becoming a little bit heavier into the ground or into the prop that you might be sitting on. Envision a beam of light that starts in the base of the pelvis and goes through the center of the spine all the way to the top of the head. And for the next couple of breaths, quite simply just breathe up and down this energy line known as Sushumna. As you inhale, base of the spine all the way up with your awareness to the top of the head. And as you exhale, take the awareness down. Do that a couple of times at your own pace with your own breath. Next time you inhale, just take the awareness up Sushumna to the throat center. And as you exhale, just breathe right here into the throat. Envision a ball of blue light here. The fifth chakra in Sanskrit is Vishuddha. And this is the chakra that we focus on when we're looking to express ourselves, to bring what is inside out into the world. I think of it as the portal between the esoteric and the exoteric. Continue to feed this ball of blue light with each breath. There's a beautiful myth of Shiva who swallows this poison in order to save the world. And he keeps it in the throat center. And he just holds it there so that it doesn't enter his body, but it also doesn't enter the world. And so I'd love you to reflect on, is there anywhere in your life where you're kind of in between here and there, this and that? Anywhere in your life where you're not necessarily ready to share what is inside. And not ready to quite simply let it go either. So we just hold. Think of it as a holding pattern, like an airplane waiting to take off. And what I love about this holding pattern or this waiting is the potential for what can be. You can no longer go back, but you're not necessarily ready to move forward yet. It's almost like you're holding your own little secret before you share it. And so the offering as we move through the practice today is to observe where you're holding in your physical body. And instead of having judgment towards it, can you actually breathe into the potential of the release? From here, we're going to take Bhramari's breath, bee's breath, and we're going to take a mudra, taking our hands to our neck. If that ever feels constrictive, just keep your hands on your thighs, okay? If you're coming with me, one hand to the front of the throat, other hand to the back of the throat. Take a deep breath in. Now take one hand to the side of the throat, other hand to the other side. Take a deep breath in. Opposite hand to the front of the throat, opposite hand to the back of the throat. Take an inhale. Come back, one hand to one side of the throat, other hand to the other. Inhale. One hand to the front of the throat, one hand to the back of the throat. Inhale. One hand to the side of the throat, other hand to the other side. Inhale. One hand to the front of the throat, opposite hand to the back of the throat. Inhale. And slowly release both hands to both thighs. Close your eyes. Bhramari's breath, Bee's breath, is one of my favorites, for it vibrates any part of the body that we're focusing on. Now let's begin to do some shoulder rolls. Lift your shoulders up, back and down, forward, up, back and down. So continue like this at your own pace with your own breath, circling the shoulders. Soften the jaw. Now take the circles in the opposite direction. Take them back and up, forward and down. And slowly come on back to center and just release your shoulders down and just breathe into the upper neck, into the shoulders themselves, into the throat. Opening your eyes, come forward onto hands and knees and make your way into child's pose. You can do as I'm doing, grabbing hold of a block and putting it underneath your forehead, or just forehead on the ground. Arms wherever they are comfortable. You can again do as I'm doing, elbows bent, palms facing up. And begin Ujjayi breath, constricting the back of the throat, creating the sound of the ocean with each inhale and exhale. Again, lighting up the throat, heating the body from the inside. See if the inhales and exhales can be even. Opening the eyes, moving the block over to the side. Anahatasana. Elbows will stay on the ground. Scoot your knees a little further out behind you. Pelvis over knees. Hands in prayer. And then again, forehead towards the ground. If this ever feels like too much in the shoulders, just stay in child's pose or come back to child's pose. Breathe into the front of the chest. Those of us who are in Anahatasana, heart pose. Breathe into the armpits. Slide your hands towards you and come on to hands and knees. And we're going to do shoulder shrugs on hands and knees. So as you inhale, shoulder blades come towards each other, heart lowers towards the ground. And then as you exhale, push your palms in the ground, shoulders protract away from each other. Inhale, heart comes down, shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, shoulder blades away from each other, round the upper spine. Just do this a couple times at your own pace, again with your own breath, or just waking up the shoulder girdle in a different way. Very little weight on the wrists, most of the weight in the knees, pelvis directly over knees. Try to keep the neck neutral. Next time you exhale, make your way into down dog, curl your toes under, lift your hips up to the sky, creating an upside down V shape with your body. Splay your fingers out wide, claw the mat with your finger pads. Feel your breath. And slowly walk your feet forward, come to the front of your mat, come into Uttanasana, standing forward fold, feet hip width or big toes touching, be mindful. And then with the arms dangling down, bend your knees as much as you need to, and then slowly roll yourself up to stand, coming Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale, hands move through prayer, prayer to the heart center. Opening the eyes, inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And as you exhale, shift your weight into your left foot, bend your right knee, right heel to bum. Inhale, knee comes in towards the chest. As you exhale, step back into a lunge pose. So scoot your right foot back. Inhale, lift the fingers up, lift the chest up. Exhale, bend your back knee, take your arms forward and down. As you inhale, reach your right arm up and take your right arm out and over to the left. And then exhale, come on back through center, torso up, right arm down. Inhale, reach the left arm up and take it all the way over towards the right. Exhale, come on back to center with the torso, left arm down by your side. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up, reach the fingers up to the sky. Exhale, hands down by the front foot and step back, down dog, hips up to the sky behind you. Inhale, rippling forward, plank pose, upward push-up position, and exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Press all 10 toes into the earth and inhale, baby cobra, keep your belly on the earth, lifting the heart. Exhale, moving through bent knees, down dog, take your hips up to the sky behind you. Inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forward in between your hands. Back knee lowers down to the ground. As you inhale, reach your chest forward and look forward, bend really deep into your front knee, and then exhale, work towards straightening your front leg and actually round your spine. Inhale, bend your front knee, reach your chest forward and up. Exhale, work towards straightening your front leg and round your spine. So the front leg does not have to straighten all the way. Go to a point that works. Inhale, bend into the front knee, chest goes forward. Exhale, work towards straightening. Inhale and bend, reach the chest forward. Exhale, work towards straightening. Inhale and bend. Exhale. From here, lift your back knee up off the ground. Press your fingertips in the ground. Inhale, reach your chest forward. And then exhale, step to the front of the mat and bow, standing forward fold. Root down through both your heels. Inhale, stand up, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come into prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, shift your weight into your right foot, bend your left knee, left heel to bum. Inhale, left knee in towards the chest. Exhale, step your left foot back into a lunge, arms down by your sides. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up, lift your torso up. Exhale, bend your back knee, put your back knee down on the ground. Inhale from here, and then exhale, right fingers down, left fingers over to the right. Inhale back to center and switch arms, left arm down, right arm up. Exhale over to the other side, so right fingers over to the left. Inhale, come on up, both arms up. And exhale, hands down by the front foot and step back, down dog. Lifting your heels up high, inhale, ripple forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Press all 10 toes into the earth, pubic bone down. Inhale, baby cobra. Keep your belly on the ground for this first flow. Exhale, moving through bent knees, down dog, hips up to the sky behind ya. Inhale, reach your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forward in between your hands, back knee lowers down to the ground. Stay on fingertips. Inhale, reach your chest forward, look forward. Exhale, work towards straightening your front leg. So again, we're going to flow through this. Feel free to move slower, faster than how I'm doing it. You can always put your hands on blocks and you do not have to straighten your front leg, okay? So go to a point. The idea is it's a funny variation of cat-cow while opening up the hamstrings. Move in a pace that works for you. And you, again, don't have to straighten the front leg if you got any lower back stuff. Keep flowing with your breath. Next time you bend into your front knee, stay there, straighten your back leg, reach your chest forward, and then step forward. Inhale, flat back. You can always put your hands on your shins. Exhale, bow, feet hip width or big toes touching. Be mindful. Root down through both your heels and inhale, stand up, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands in prayer in front of the heart. Release the arms down. Inhale, sweep them up. Exhale, shift your weight into your left foot. Bend your right knee, right heel to bum. Inhale, bring your right knee in towards the chest. Exhale, take your right knee out towards the right and towards the back of the mat. So we're doing Hip Mandalas, standing. Knee comes in towards the chest, out towards the right, towards the back of your mat and down. This is a fun one, so take your time and be patient with yourself. Keep flowing. Feel free to move slower, faster than how I'm cueing it, but soften your jaw. Next time the knee comes in towards the chest, stay there. And then go ahead and step your right foot back into a lunge, arms down by your sides. Inhale, lift the arms up, lift the torso up. Exhale, put your back knee down on the ground. Take your hands behind you to your lower back and then interlace your fingers and inhale, lift the heart up. And as you exhale, bring your chin in towards your chest. So hopefully you'll feel a stretch in the back of the neck as well as the front of the chest. Shoulder blades are coming towards each other as the chin comes towards the sternum, the breastbone. Scissor the inner thighs towards each other to the best of your ability and keep your core engaged. Lift the head up and inhale, sweep the arms overhead, and then exhale, hands down by the front foot on the inside of the front foot. Scoot your left foot out to the left, lift your back knee up off the ground, and then reach your chest forward as you inhale. And as you exhale, work towards straightening your front leg. You might want to come on fingertips or put a block underneath your hands. See how it goes. And again, we're bending and straightening the leg, but this time with the hands on the inside of the front leg. And again, if this ever feels like too much, the sequence, put your back knee on the ground, do the same thing we did last time we were here. So always lots of options, respect where you are today. Next time you bend into your front knee, put your back knee down on the ground and then step your left knee to meet your right knee. Scoot both your feet towards the right, put your bum down on the left, and then reach your legs out in front of you. Left leg is going to stay straight. Bend your right knee, right sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh for Janu. Take the flesh of your left bum out behind you, hands on either side of your left leg. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, bow over your left leg. Breathe into your left hamstrings. Try to keep the lower back long, tilting your booty up towards the sky, and think ribs, thighs versus nose to knee. If you have the space, walk your hands further out in front of you and bow forward, or feel free to stay more upright. Press your left heel forward, curl toes to shin, so the left leg is very active. Feel your breath. Walk your palms back up and then bring your right knee in towards the chest. Extend your right leg to meet your left one out in front of you. Take your hands on either side of your hips, fingers face forward or out to the sides. Press your palms down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale everything out your mouth and then suck the abdomen in and up. Lift the chest and bring the chin halfway towards the chest. If holding the breath doesn't work for you, keep breathing deep, but create the shape. You're going to do 2 more like that. When you're ready to release, bend the elbow softly, release the jaw. Inhale. Exhale everything out your mouth. When you got nothing left, suck the abdomen in and up, lift the sternum, and bring your chin to your chest. It's a variation of Mahabandha, the Great Seal. But again, if sealing the breath in like this doesn't work for you, then feel free to continue to breathe deep and don't hold the breath. You got 1 more. Inhale. Exhale it all out. Suck the abdomen in and up, lift the chest up, bring your chin into your chest, pressing your palms down. So a variation of Dandasana with Kumbhaka with breath retention. When you're ready, release, lift the chin up, bend the elbows, bend your knees, bring your heels towards your bum, and then slide your bum to your heels, lift your hips up, head down, standing forward fold. Walk yourself to the front of your mat. With your knees bent, chin into your chest, roll yourself up to stand. Relax your arms down by your sides, and then inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, shift your weight into your right foot, bend your left knee in towards the chest. Keeping the left knee bent, take your left heel out behind you by your bum, inhaling. And then exhale, knee comes back into the chest, out towards the left and towards the back of your mat. So again, here are these hip mandalas. We're drawing circles with the left knee. Try to keep your right heel grounded. Right knee can bend as you do this. I find it a little bit easier to balance that way. Keep the arms overhead. If that ever feels like too much, hands on hips is a lot easier to balance. So feel free to check that out. And again, draw circles with your left knee. Whee! Next time the knee comes in towards the chest, go ahead and then slide your left foot out behind you, coming into a lunge pose. Sweep the arms overhead as you inhale. As you exhale, put your back knee down on the ground. Inhale, right arm comes down by the side, left arm goes over towards the right. And then exhale, come up through center and switch sides, left arm down, right fingers over towards the right. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, hands down on the inside of your front foot. Scoot your right foot out towards the right and then straighten your back leg. You can again do this on fingertips if you need to, or put blocks underneath your hands. As you inhale, reach your chest forward. Exhale, work towards straightening your front leg. Inhale, bend into your front knee, reach your chest forward. Exhale, work towards straightening the front leg. Again, move at your own pace with your own breath. Next time you bend into your front knee, lower your back knee down to the ground, and inhale, reach the arms overhead. We're going to come into that shoulder chest opener. As you exhale, take your hands behind you by your bum, interlace opposite pinky finger in front. Draw your shoulders onto your back. Inhale, lift the sternum, and as you exhale, bring your chin towards your sternum, so your sternum's your breastbone. Shoulder blades are trying to touch behind you, opening up the front of the chest. Chin towards the chest, opening up the back of the neck. Lift the chin up, release the arms, inhale, reach them up to the sky. And then as you exhale, shift your weight into your left knee and step your right knee to meet your left knee. Keeping your toes curled under, take your hands behind you again, interlace both your fingers. We're coming into a variation of rabbit pose. With interlaced fingers, chin in towards the chest, and then bring the very top of the head down to the ground. And with hands interlaced, reach them up to the sky and towards the front of your mat. If you've got any neck stuff going on, I'd love you to take child's pose, forehead on the ground, with hands interlaced behind you by the sacrum or reaching up towards the sky. Coming back up to stand on the knees, sit back on the heels, and then release your arms down. You might want to take your ponytail out if you've got one from here, round the spine, grab a hold of the outer parts of your feet with your hands, chin into the chest, and then again, top of the head comes down to the ground. This is full rabbit. Press your heels towards the back of the mat and feel how that stretches out the back of the heart. Again, if this ever feels like too much, just take child's pose with your arms by your sides. No problem, okay? Bum again comes back towards heels. Release your hands down. Take a minute. Just feel that in your body. And opening your eyes, take your heels over towards the right, your bum over to the left, take your legs out in front of you. Right leg stays out in front of you, left sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. Take the flesh of your bum out behind you, hands on either side of your front leg. As you inhale, you lift the chest up, and then as you exhale, bow forward, Janu. So like we did on the other side, think of lengthening the spine versus rounding to come forward. Less important how low you go, more important that lower back stays long. And then press your right heel forward, curl toes to shin. And you can always bend your right knee if lower back or hamstrings need a bit more space. Once you find your own variation, come back to Ujjayi breath and gently constrict the back of the throat. Walk your palms back up. Bring your left knee to meet your right one. Extend your left leg to meet your right one. Dandasana. Hands by the hips. Take a deep breath in. Lift the chest. Exhale everything out your mouth. Suck the abdomen in and up. Lift the sternum, chin in towards the chest. Hold the breath out and or just hold the shape and continue breathing deep. I would say count to 5 seconds and then do it again. So you got 2 more Kumbhaka, 2 breath retentions, or 2 more holding of this pose while you're breathing deep. So with Kumbhaka, with breath retention, you always want to hold to a point where you feel ease in your body when you release. So it's not a competition, it's a pause. So move at your own pace. Last one if you're coming with me. Once you finished your last one, hands on thighs, just take a breath or 2. Enjoy the effects of Kumbhaka. Opening your eyes, you may again want to take your ponytail out if you've got one, make your way onto your back, and make sure you have a block nearby. Lift your pelvis up and slide that block underneath your sacrum, taking either a supported variation of shoulder stand, known as Viparita Karani, so legs directly up to the sky, or we're going to take shoulder stand. If you're dealing with any shoulder and neck stuff, I'd really prefer you take the variation I'm in right now, which is block under bum, legs up to the sky, or bum to the wall, legs up the wall. If you're going to come with me, move the block out from underneath you, lie down. So bum on the ground, extend your legs up to the sky. Press your palms on the ground, lift your hips up, take your toes over your head, Halasana plow pose. And you can either just work your elbows and shoulder blades closer together behind you, or you can bend your elbows and put your hands on your back to make that happen. You'll see how it goes in your own body, okay? Wherever you are, hug elbows closer in, shoulder blades closer in towards each other. With your hands on your back, now extend your legs up to the sky, shoulder stand. So you want to walk your hands as far up towards your shoulder blades as possible so that most of the weight again is in your shoulders. And if the back of the neck, specifically the middle part of the back of the neck, is pressing down to the ground, put 2 blankets underneath your shoulder blades with your neck off the blankets. The idea is you want to maintain a natural C curve in your neck as you do this. So gently pressing the back of the head into the ground, chin moving away from the chest will help with this. We're going to hold this for a couple breaths. If you ever need to come out, you just come out, no problem, okay? If you're coming with me, imagine that you had string attached to your big toes and that they were lifting your big toes up to the sky. So your legs are actually active versus passive. This will protect your lower back. Connect to a gaze point either by your belly or up towards the ceiling, and then keep your right leg where it is and lower your left leg out behind you towards Halasana. And then take your left toes over to the right. So you're gently twisting your pelvis. If you're not sure what I mean, please lie down, look at me, and then start again, okay? Come back to center with your left leg and then switch left leg up, right leg down. Right toes go over towards the left, so you're gently twisting your pelvis towards the left back corner of your mat. And then come on back to center, both legs up to the sky. Again, if you can, walk your hands further up your back towards your shoulder blades. Sparkle out through your toes, lifting your feet up. Shoulder stand is known as the queen of all poses, a wonderful way to activate the thyroid. Beautifully detoxifying for your legs in terms of the blood moving in the opposite direction. If you're in shoulder stand, halasana plow pose, take your toes over your head. If you can, tops of the feet on the ground or toes curled under, you'll see how it goes in your own body. And then depending upon how this checks out in your spine, bend your knees and bring your knees either to your forehead or your knees by your ears. If that feels like too much, ignore me. And then with bent knees, if you're in halasana plow pose, slowly roll your spine back down to the ground. Keep your knees bent, just give your lower back more support. And then once your sacrum comes down to the ground with knees bent, place your feet on the ground. My friends in Viparita Karani, stay there if you'd like, or come join us, feet on the ground, knees bent. Grab a hold of that block and slide the block underneath your sacrum, so supported variation of bridge pose. Just breathe into the front of the pelvis. I'm going to take a variation of eagle arms, right arm on top of left one, and then hold on to your own shoulder blades. Holding on to your shoulder blades, wing your shoulder blades out to the side, opening up the back of the heart. So kind of the same feeling we were doing when we were on hands and knees and we were protracting and retracting our shoulder blades. We're protracting them, meaning they're moving away from each other. And then switch which arm is on top. So left arm on top, right arm underneath. You're giving yourself a big old hug. You'll try to touch your shoulder blades with your hands. You'll see how it goes. We're all proportioned super differently. But again, the idea is move the shoulder blades away from each other so that you widen the back of the heart. Release the arms down, lift the hips up, take the block out to the side, and then cactus your arms out to the sides. Feet as wide as the mat, bring your knees in towards each other. Reclined spinal twist, either both knees over towards the right or left knee over towards the right. Right leg either straight out in front of you or right heel towards left bum like I'm doing here. If you've got a block nearby, would like to put it underneath your left knee, gives your lower back more support, feel free. And then either chin directly up to the sky or chin over towards the left arm. And slowly come on back to center. Same variation, other side, either both knees over towards the left or right knee over towards the left with left leg straight out in front of you or left heel towards the bum. Come on back to center, both knees bent, both feet on the ground. Keep your arms where they are, or take one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, or arms by your sides. Close your eyes. Envision that blue light at the throat. The symbol between the portal between here and there, out and in. From here, either Shavasana, corpse pose, or come into seated meditation with me. It's up to you. Those of us in Shavasana, splay your feet and your arms away from each other. And those of us who are coming up to sit, find a seat of your choice. Feel free to sit on something. Those of us who are seated, the offering is, as you inhale, envision the awareness drawing into the throat. And then as you exhale, envision from the throat, irradiating out through the nostrils into the world. And as you inhale, draw the breath in to the throat and hold it for a second or two. And then exhale, allow the breath to leave the throat through the nostrils and into the world. Continue like that. If you have the time and would like to remain as you are, please feel free. If you're coming out with me, if you're seated, hands in prayer. If you're lying down, one hand to the heart, other hand on top. To honoring our own process. To trusting in our own unfolding. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. If you like that video, you'll probably like these. And if you want more videos, go to my membership site. Either way, let's stay connected.